Hello there, welcome to Meet the Leaders. I'm David Smith, and we're at the Wisner Library in Warwick, and we are pleased to have joining us here the mayor of Warwick, as a matter of fact, Mike Newhard. And it's great to see you, Mike. How are you?
Great to see you, David.
Mr. Mayor, you've been in that seat for, 18 years or thereabouts now?
18 years, yes.
Seems to fit you.
I have enjoyed it. It's been a great experience. Sometimes it's been extremely difficult, but overall it's been a joy and a challenge. The challenges are, of course, part of the job, but I am surrounded by great people, and that's what makes it so great.
Well, as you reflect back on your 18 years, what stands out to you about your tenure here?
I think back to the first year I was elected, and the amazing time that was, because it was, of course, it was the bombing of the World Trade Center that happened that year.
Yeah.
Internally, we had some environmental issues. It was a baptism by fire in terms of being a community leader. And I really learned from that experiences on what it meant to be a mayor, and how important leadership is, especially in the trenches. So
yeah, I'll bet, and I'll bet your constituents also learned substantially.
Yes.
From that, as a matter of fact, that interaction that you all had to conduct at that point at a very difficult time.
Yes, absolutely, and I think then that reverberates and it actually grows community. It makes you more solid. Community building is part of my job, and so trying to create coalitions and create partnerships, build bridges. That's all part of it.
Well, this area certainly has built partnerships and bridges and all sorts of different things here. The diversity of this area in that time, and both beyond and it looks like coming up, is really remarkable, and makes it such a desirable place for so many people to come and visit and live.
Yes, the village is changing. It's growing, especially now, after, post-recession, where there was a certain kind of dormancy in terms of building and also in the real estate market. But now it is very active. And the choice seems to be for young families is the village, is because for many reasons that everything is close at hand. They like the idea of walkability. They like the idea of being near the library, near the post office, near the restaurants that are downtown. So I've been watching this phenomena actually occur over the past 3 or 4 years, and it's pretty interesting, and it really creates an even greater level of vibrancy for our village.
Well, it's that sense of community that you alluded to earlier. People like to have that community, and that means moving a little closer together, but not intrusively so.
Right, I think so. I think that any even a casual visitor coming here recognizes that. They see that. They see the friendliness, but also, they see that it is truly a community in just the way that people act, the way that the store owners are, the interactions that a visitor might have with anybody that's here. They get that sense of community.
Well, you've got a lot of, with that increase and diversity and so forth, come certain obligations that the government has to those people. And one of those has to do with wastewater treatment. It's not very exciting.
No.
But it sure as heck is necessary.
Right. I've been told that it's not the sexy topic, but it is a very important one. And as I told you before we got on air, that we just received a $3 million grant to help restore our wastewater.
That's kind of sexy. $3 million is sexy.
That was a very wonderful phone call I received from the governor's office. It's a state grant through the Environmental Facilities Corporation, which is a quasi-governmental corporation that deals specifically with funding these infrastructure projects. And it was often they give loans, very low interest loans. But there has been now, because of federal monies, there has been more grants. And so they're highly competitive. So we were very honored and surprised to receive this grant. And it will help us. The price tag on the wastewater treatment plant is high. It's in the $12 million, category. But we have time to, figure out other ways of finding resources, financial resources to pay for it, and we will.
Well, so what kind of time frame are you looking at in terms of a need for a new one?
Well, we're projecting that the project will be completed by 2021.
That's a short time.
No, it's needed, yes.
Yeah.
So we are already starting, the design phase is beginning now. We're also doing some upgrades to the plant that we have now as far as UV disinfection, things of that, which anything we do for upgrades to the existing plant can be then used again or used in the new plant. So we're being very careful with that. So.
All right, so $12 million is necessary. $3 million is what you got so far. Obviously, you're searching far and wide for that spare $9 million.
Yes.
Of course, if you're watching, have it, it's $9 million.
Yes.
The mayor could use it.
I sure could.
But where do you go? Does the Fed have more opportunity for you to get some money?
That's what we're looking for.
Okay.
And so we will see, or how we break it out in terms of how it's done. So it won't be a burden immediately or all at once. It's a strategy. I think and we've been very good at dealing with large infrastructure projects that we've needed and figuring out how they would have the least impact financially to our residents. So,
how many people are served by a plant like that?
Well, we have about 7,000 residents in the village.
Okay.
So.
All of them.
All of them. Yes. So.
Well, you're going to be.
It's about 2,200 households, I believe.
You'll be even busier going forward, as a matter of fact. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of positive things. I mean, that is a positive thing eventually, but gathering together that $9 million is another story.
Yes, yes.
What are you looking forward to with 19 coming on?
You know what? What I am looking forward to is just the continuation of the great spirit that we have here. It's so positive, and as I've said in the past, it really is the camaraderie and the partnerships that we've created amongst ourselves and the organizations that are here. Whether it's working with the library. This morning, just before I came here, I had a meeting with the gardeners, the Warwick Valley Gardeners, which do tremendous beautification throughout our community, make it this glowing jewel. And the Chamber of Commerce and the Historical Society. The roster is long, the Lions Club, the Rotary.
Right.
But everyone is singing in the same key. And because they see how important it is to be a part of it and to create that pride. So.
Well, volunteerism really is the backbone of most communities, whether they realize it or not. And as you've suggested in listing off a number of those organizations, they certainly know all too well how valuable it is and what it means to the community. And people, when they take a little bit of time to think about it, say, oh yeah, I remember seeing the Lions over there, the Key Club, or whatever it is, hither and yon, that it really does make a huge difference in the life of the community.
Absolutely. It's like a large puzzle or tapestry. It really is so many, and there's no one thing that stands alone. I mean, we're all projecting, our ideas and our thoughts, but it's somebody who takes it up and runs with it. It could be an individual or it could be an organization, but there is that constant communication, that constant community conversation that makes it work.
Well, I'm sure you get a lot of feedback from the constituents as to
always.
The efficacy. Well, the positive.
No, it's all good.
Efficacy of all these other organizations and what they mean to the town.
And on a municipal level, it's also the three villages work together very well, and we all work with the town very well. So there is this camaraderie too amongst the municipal leaders, and I think that's very important. There's no turf wars, and ideas are for sharing and for helping. If I have a good idea or if we've done something that's good, I share that with the mayor of Florida or the mayor of Greenwood Lake or the supervisor so that they can utilize it in their municipal organization. So.
Well, everybody really does sound like they're on the same page in talking with a number of your colleagues around here, and obviously it's working very well. So you're working a fine-tuned machine, if you will.
Thank you, thank you. Well, and there's always room for improvement. You can never rest on your laurels. You always have to look and say, how can that be better? Even internally in our office, anytime someone says, well, that's the way we've always done it, we recognize that's the thing we have to look at, because you can never be transparent enough or serve well enough, I think, especially in public service.
Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for being with us. We
Thank you.
really appreciate it, and the hospitality here for us doing Meet the Leaders has been endless. There's no question about it. You are a lucky guy to be in your position and obviously doing a great job at it. So we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And incidentally, if you do have $9 million that you'd like to contribute to the wastewater treatment, the mayor could use that is for sure.
Thank you,
Mr. Mayor,
David. I appreciate it.
have a great holiday season. We'll
Thank
hope
you.
to see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Meet the Leaders from Warwick and the Wisner Memorial Library. Very, very special area and a special place to be. I want to thank them for all their hospitality. For Meet the Leaders, I'm David Smith.